O'Hara Construction Studio in downtown Jackson. It's the Bart Hawley Show. I'm Adam Bragginser, inviting you to join Bart and his guests. From Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, pediatric hospitalist and medical director for the new milk bank, Dr. Brad Judge. Jackson TSC engineer from MDOT, Kelby Wallace. From Gus Macker Jackson, event management and volunteer coordinator, Tina Mercier. From First United Methodist Church for the Back to School Blast, Fran Adams. And from the Michigan Theater of Jackson, George Davis and Executive Director Steve Tucker. And now, here's Bart.
Why, thank you very much, Adam, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. A hazy, smoky day once again, an action day for elevated levels of high particulates, aka smoke, from forest fires in Quebec. More than 300 fires are burning across Canada, and the forest fires in Quebec, the smoke is drifting down into Michigan. In fact, Michigan is impacted most of all the United States. In fact, Detroit has the second worst air quality in the entire world right now. So we have an action day. The state has issued an advisory that the outdoors being exposed to these haze and smoke can be unhealthy. Some hourly concentrations could reach the unhealthy range, and you're advised to just be safe. If particularly you have things like asthma, other lung diseases, lung issues, avoid being outdoors at night, close the windows. The good news is the problem today isn't as severe as yesterday, and tomorrow it'll be even better. And by Friday, we should have pretty much clear air. So just keep in mind, we have that to deal with today. Otherwise, we'll have sunshine. It's out there, and high of 81 today. Tonight, showers after 3 a.m., a slight chance of showers to start the day on Thursday. Still hazy, a high of 87. We'll see more rain on Thursday night and Friday, and a high on Friday of 89 degrees. Here comes the holiday weekend. Saturday, a chance of showers, and we do have a high likelihood of showers in the afternoon on Saturday. A high on Saturday of 85. A chance of showers on Sunday, 83. Monday, the 3rd of July, a chance of showers, hot, 87. And for the 4th of July, a chance of showers and mostly sunny and a high of 89. Now, these are chances of showers, and you'll recall Sunday, we thought it was going to be raining all day, and we just had the one storm at the late afternoon. So who knows? Anything can happen. Anything goes in Michigan. So just keep in mind, it's a Michigan holiday weekend. And today's weather brought to you by Kelly Express. Kelly Express has great savings and summer refreshment. The new beer well, very popular at the County Farm. Kelly Express, the newest location, the 15th Kelly Express location. And they invite you to check out the walk-in beer cooler, the beer well, and the drive-through food at County Farm Kelly Express. Pizza, $1.99 a slice at every Kelly Express location this month. Today would be a good day to get a Kelly Express car wash all that smoke. Is it collecting on the cars?
I would think so, right? If there's smoke, I mean, it should.
Yes, it is. So you'll need the car wash from Kelly Express. Today is June 28, just 2.5 days left in this month. We've got National Insurance Awareness Day. We are observing National Paul Bunyan Day International Body Piercing Day, Tapioca Day, and Parchment Day. Things the pioneers of the United States wrote important documents on, and now people bake with it. And it's the history, in history, on this day in 1969, a police raid sparked a series of violent clashes, the Stonewall riots in New York City, the beginning of the gay rights movement. With this, the police raided this bar because they were selling liquor without a license. That part was true, but it was a pattern of New York City police harassing gay people at gay bars. Many of the bars had to close because the harassment had become so prevalent. Finally, they said, we've had enough, and they started throwing bottles at the police, turned into a full-scale riot. The New York City Police Department actually apologized in 2019. This happened in 1969, and that's why we have Pride being celebrated in the month of June. In 1939, the world's first scheduled transatlantic flight took off from New York City and flew to Marseille, France. And guess how long it took? New York to France. First transatlantic passenger flight, Boeing 314 Clipper. It was called a flying boat, but it was actually an airplane. Brandon?
I have no clue.
24 hours.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
That's rough.
And I can't imagine the seats were on top of one another back then.
Did they get peanuts?
They probably got a full-scale
I'd hope so.
dinner with silverware and everything. In 1914, Austrian Archduke Ferdinand and his wife Sophie are assassinated, and that was the spark for the First World War. And it actually is a 5 to the day. 5 years later, the Treaty of Versailles was signed to end the World War, and it was 37 million deaths, one of the bloodiest wars of all time. 37 million dead in World War I. In 1846, the saxophone is patented. It was Belgian musician Adolf, you know this, Brendan.
Hitler?
Sax. Hitler. Yes, Hitler invented the saxophone. No, Adolf Sax. That's why it's called a saxophone. And it's a woodwind instrument, but it's made out of brass. On this day in 1953, right here in Michigan, workers at a Chevrolet plant in Flint assembled the first Corvette. 2 days later, it rolled off the assembly line, one of only 300 Corvettes produced in its first year of production. And in 1997, you'll remember this, Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield's ear, and I think he actually bit it off, or parts of it, and it just marked the latest in his downward spiral. Is Mike Tyson, is he still alive or anything? Still around?
Yeah. There was a children's cartoon series about Mike Tyson.
Yes. Now on to Today in the J. Because of the air quality, the Nixon Park pool is closed today. Look at the air quality around the flags at Jackson College. All haze.
Yeah.
The Quanah Summer Film Series Super Mario Brothers this afternoon at 2 p.m. And again Thursday, the final two showings at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Tonight at the Michigan Theater, Lumen Christi Robotics STEM Movie Night. The robotics team, the Flux Capacitors, are presenting Disney Pixar's Wall-E. Films at 7 o'clock. The doors open at 6:30. The $10 ticket gets you the movie, pop, and popcorn. If you're on a robotics team, they're encouraging you to wear your robotics team shirt. They'll have their their robots there, free buttons,
All right.
and go with friends. We've got Family Night at the Cascades tonight. Bad Mojo is performing, and there will be appearances by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Brandon can name all four of them.
Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo.
Excellent.
Yeah.
They'll all be there. Family gets in for $10 for up to 8 people. I've had people say, we only have 3 people in our family. Do we get a discount? No. The Summer DJ Trivia is tonight at Not So Shabby, Oh So Chic, 6 till 8 p.m. And this is sweeping the nation. DJ Trivia, it's very competitive. Go with a group, your family, friends, and compete. It's happening at Not So Shabby, Oh So Chic, and I think they actually do it outside. They've recently moved to this new location, 2600 Kibbe Road. It's beautiful. They've got a great patio, fire pit, and it's a great setting for a summer event like DJ Trivia. Tonight at Veritas, there is improv presented by Monster Box Theater. I think they've done this 2 or 3 times. It's zany comedy on the Veritas 3rd floor. Fast-paced series of witty sketches, scenes, and games created on the spot by the Monster Box Improv team. A new show every time, and you're welcome. Tickets at the door or at monsterboxtheater.com. And the Aware Kids Summer Clothing Drive is continuing. It's actually during this month of June at Nevermore Decor Store. You're encouraged to bring in brand new children's clothing, shoes, underwear, things like that. Anything that the families that are aware could use. Please make sure they're new, brand new, and everyone that contributes, they will be in the running to win tickets to a concert at Meadowbrook featuring Nathaniel Ratliff. And the folks at Nevermore are matching donations too. So thanks for that. And there you have it. Those are the things happening today in the J. Brandon, have you seen the notices taped around the sinks and bathrooms at JTV?
I have.
Do
They're all over the
not drink
place.
the water until further notice.
Yeah.
So there was a malfunction at the City of Jackson water treatment plant on, when was it? It was, I think it was Monday, actually. And the malfunction could have potentially impacted water quality. So the state requires, because of this malfunction, that a boil water advisory be issued. And that's the City of Jackson and Blackman Township water customers. Now they've tested the water and they've not shown anything wrong with it. However, the state requires the city issue the boil water advisory. Now, we're told that we'll be getting an update tomorrow on whether we should continue boiling the water. So I don't know if the period of time from yesterday to tomorrow is the mandatory thing, if it's a 48-hour thing, I don't know. But maybe they'll test the water today and we'll get an all clear. But it's resulted in some restaurants being closed and other business disruptions. So hopefully that boil water advisory will be lifted soon. The only advice we have is follow the experts at the City of Jackson Water Department and for safety's sake, boil the water. Are you boiling the water?
We did boil water last night, yes.
I used a whole thing of this to brush my teeth.
That's good, yeah. You could do
Yeah,
that too.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, you know what to boil.
And then I threw away the toothbrush. How are you coping with the air quality with the child and the boil water advisory, Brandon?
We've already had to cancel a play day today.
Cancel the
So
play
with
day.
a friend of his, but I think Barrett will understand. Play it safe.
Play it safe. I've had my birthday celebration postponed or canceled maybe 3 times this week.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I thought you just wanted to stay home.
No, I don't want to stay home. I would like to celebrate my
Yeah,
birthday.
okay.
Yes. Today's show is being brought to you by Professional Tree Care. Their services include tree removal, stump grinding, tree trimming, land and lot clearing in Jackson County. PTC is family owned and operated, and you can get on their schedule for pruning, which ensures strong and healthy trees. Call them to get on their schedule at 499-2820. We got word this morning from the federal government that the city of Jackson has been awarded $6 million, how much? $6.7 million in federal funding as part of the latest infrastructure bill. And it's one of 3 projects in Michigan getting funding, one near the airport at Metro and another in Flint and ours. This is specifically for rebuilding Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, shown here, from South Street to Morrell Street. They will completely rebuild the street, add pedestrian safety measures, a 10-foot shared use path, street lights, stormwater infrastructure, turning lanes, parking spots, tree planting, other street improvements, as the city focuses its attention on improvements to the MLK corridor. We actually have an MLK corridor improvement authority, and they are working to secure a grocery store for the area and also more infrastructure improvements. So great news. That announcement from both Senator Peters and Senator Stabenow early this morning. So when we know more as far as any kind of a schedule or what's next, we'll be sure to let you know. A great lineup of guests on today's show. In just moments, from Henry Ford Jackson Hospital, Dr. Brad Judge. He's the medical director of the Milk Bank, and we'll hear what that means for the community. Also today, Kelby Wallace, Jackson Transportation Service Center Manager with the Michigan Department of Transportation. We'll get an update on 94 and the railroad bridges. Fran Adams will be here with the Back to School Blast. Tina Mercier will be here from Gus Macker Jackson. She is looking for volunteers. And from the Michigan Theater of Jackson, a special surprise, in addition to Steve Tucker, the executive director. Steve will be joined by his predecessor in that position, George Davis. He's back in his hometown on a visit from Florida. So Steve Tucker and George Davis together today from the Michigan Theater. All this and more on our show. Thank you for being with us. And we get started with Dr. Judge after this.